All right, so this is a little rundown of what I figured out about the bike so far. Now that we've had it in the warm and tweaking on it over here next to the wood stove in my kitchen, I guess. But the relay for this bike, for some odd reason, was supplying power to the ground leg, and I don't know why it was doing that. Couldn't tell you. The relay is obviously broke. It spins inside of its housing, and someone has taped it back together, and you can see there's an obvious crack in it. So this thing right here is about as good as that. So there's the issue of the bike was going to burn to the ground over that. Did you go get it, Dippy? Oh no, it's still okay. Just making sure the dog didn't go get that. Here, better yet, before I forget, I better go get it because he'll be eating it. He'll be like, "That's a relay. Let me eat that." So I don't know why this was occurring. I don't know if there's something wrong inside this relay or not. So in the midst of figuring all this out, the bike sitting the way it is off, nothing was occurring. As soon as I would turn the key and the lights came on like that, the flashers would start going like so, but it would not flash here. These were not flashing. Only the lights were flashing. So, and they weren't flashing very bright. They were just kind of barely flickering. This thing was going nuts. So I was like, okay, well, the alarm on the bike is probably going off. And then I seen smoke, and I was like, oh my God, that's not the problem. So I killed everything, turned it off, and that's when I noticed that someone previous had kind of gotten in here. Obviously, I didn't do all this, but the ground wire right here has been getting power supplied to it through this relay somehow. I don't know what happened to it, but that's what it was doing. So it was, it was popping the fuse in here, and whatever smart person before me decided to put a bigger relay or put a bigger fuse in here. Instead of trying to solve the problem, they just put a bigger fuse in and started smoking the ground out of this thing. So I started looking for the alarm because I thought, hell, the bikes, some of these bikes came with alarms, some of them didn't. Well, I started looking and I was like, well, the bike doesn't have an alarm because right here's where that would plug in. That's what this wire is. This is for the alarm system from the factory. So I was like, okay, that's not the problem. That's not the problem. Oh yeah, by the way, so this is funnier than hell. So the way I ended up with this bike is that I was told that the fan would not kick on when the bike got warm. And they had been in here probing this or something. I don't know. I did kind of clean up what they did there and put it back together, and I've got it where I can see it. Because, I don't want nothing hiding under there and smoking itself out until I figure out what the hell happened here exactly. So, I've now put in a radiator hose on it. Oh, here, let me turn it off. So, I've now put a lower radiator hose on it, which is not exactly what it needs, but it has room to breathe and flow and talk to itself. So, it's doing its thing. I got the bike turned on and up to operating temperature, and sure enough, the fan kicked on, so it done its job. So I was like, okay, well, everything's doing great, man. I've actually rode this thing around quite a bit. I don't know. Well, hell, I put 2 miles on it since, I got everything else straightened up and then rode it around, and it's been an on-off adventure with this thing between work and this. So the whole initial thing of the bike, of me getting this, was the fan wouldn't kick on and the bike was going to overheat. And I asked, has it overheated and all this, and I've looked at the bike and looked it over fairly well, checked everything out. It doesn't look like it's had any heat damage. There's some cracking and stuff that, that's normal stuff. It's, it's a 25-year-old bike. Of course, there's going to be some weirdness. But other than that, it runs great. Doesn't leak, doesn't smoke. No weird stuff so far. But as far as I can tell with what occurred with this relay right here, is it smoked this wire back to about right in here somewhere. So I kind of started pulling this loose and was looking at it. I put the zip tie back on there. They had like 15 of them right here. It was like a collar of zip ties. I was like, what the hell is that? So I'm actually going to pull this loose. Now that I know the bike runs, I know it's going to be worth messing with and all that. So to solve the turn signal problem so I could take it for a test drive, I went out to my Dodge. I've got a second gen Dodge 1500 in the driveway. And the turn signal relay for that truck is a 2-leg relay. So it only uses 2 legs on the relay instead of 3. There's no ground on this. It uses the light itself for the ground. Technically is how this relay is supposed to work. And then this right here would have its own ground. That way you don't have to ground the lights. The reason that a motorcycle would have a 3-leg relay is because the ground for the bike, if you think about this, right here at your forks, your ground would be going through your bearings. See, think about that for a minute. So over time, that would actually wear that out faster because, if your ground is not complete, it's going to arc, and all that arcing takes metal with it. So you don't want to ground things through your bearings. You want to ground it through a wire, to the battery on a bike. And that's why there's a 3-leg. So I'm currently running a 2-leg because it works. The reason that it's working is that it's not actually using that as a ground. What I did for the front turn signals, now I didn't put these on here. Don't ask me about that. I have cross feelings about it. So what I did is I took the original turn signals off of the bike. Why, do you ask? Well, because the way that these old lights were set up, they received their ground through that relay. I'm assuming that's how it did it anyways, because the rear lights would work, but the front ones were being real weird and shisty. So I was like, okay, I don't like that. So what I did is I had these Eagle Eye lights that are LEDs, and I just basically, I ran me a ground and did it that way. So now this is what the turn signals are for now. And I just did this really so I could get the bike running, test drive, everything else. But this is my solution, and if I do end up putting normal turn signals, in this location, I might end up leaving these just because, whatever helps people see you on one of these things, the better. But the LEDs and the condensate, there's not a bulb in that one, by the way. I was checking something over there. But everything seems to work together just fine. Relay's working just fine. Nothing's smoking, nothing's hot. Now I do know that there's some bareness in here, and like I said, it's probably not a good idea to keep power running to everything in its current state, but I wanted to make sure it ran and that it was worth putting this effort into. So now it looks like the wiring guru is going to do what he does best, I guess. I'm going to have to take this tank off, pull that loom out, but tracing this smoke ground I don't think is going to be nowhere near as bad as half of the crap I deal with. So this is another one of those videos of don't be afraid to fuck it up if it's already fucked up. Okay? I know that there's some people, they don't like horrible language and all this. I don't really care, dude. I really don't. I'm just here trying to tell people that, you know, don't be scared. Like, I see so many people going through life terrified. Like, absolutely freaking terrified, dude. Oh my God. Put some boots on, play in the dirt, you know, live vigorously. Just go do things. Like, don't be scared, man. Like, this bike right here, it's not what most people would ever want to even deal with. I mean, it's a Hinkley triple motor, and it's a bike that most people don't really even know exists. It's a good, clean looking bike, but I'm not going to turn down a free bike. Who the hell does that? Especially with a title and a key. Who the hell does that, right? I'd been stupid to turn it down. So I went to Lowe's and I got a battery, and there you go. It runs and drives. So the battery is currently too dead to start the bike, or I just started in here. But I left some things. I've been testing stuff in the electricals, and I let it run too long without starting it or putting it on the trickle charger. So this has been one of those early day morning videos. I'm just standing here drinking my coffee, getting ready for the day. Dogs are dogging. So, like I said, I just want people to know, man, don't be afraid to fuck it up. It's already fucked up, you know. Like, just get in here and fuck it all up, dude. It's not like, how bad is it gonna be? And wiring's really not that bad. You just got to connect point A to point B, wherever the hell B is, you know? And it goes on. But like I said, if you've got any questions about wiring in general, I'm pretty good with it, even though I fucking hate it. But this is what my current situation is, and hopefully by the afternoon, since I don't have nothing else to do, I will give an update of this situation. Hopefully I'll have all of this pulled out within the next hour, and I can trace this back, and I will have cleaned this up and make this look not like somebody molested it. So if you want to know what that turns out looking like, stay tuned and you will find out, my people. Alright. I don't know how to do all this, like, subscribe, and all that crap. All I know how to do is put on boots, go to work, and tell y'all to go fuck shit up. So, have a good one. Don't fuck shit up. I mean, go fuck shit up, but don't fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like, try and fix it. And be back to see if I fuck this up or not.